Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the 12-inch Shogun mode Gold Ranger from Power Rangers Super Samurai. As I said in the blue review, we got red before, and now they have expanded the line to blue and gold, and that is it for right now. I doubt we're going to see any others. But so I have actually been pretty excited for this because gold is my favorite Ranger because I like his design best, his Mega Mode design best, character best, and I thought this would look really cool. And when they finally showed a Shogun mode version, I was very excited. So I was super excited that to finally find this figure and get it. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. As you can see, I have him in his Mega Mode right now, which is just like his mode before he's transformed. Here we have all these armor pieces we're going to be putting on him in a little bit here. But first we'll take a look at the figure. As I said before in the other review, Red got a regular Shogun mode release. Gold did not. I know we have this, and you can, you know, display it like this. I just kind of wish we'd get a regular release of this, just selfishly, so I could have them next to each other, because I don't want to have to choose. But anyway, overall, the 12-inch version looks pretty cool. The helmet sculpt is pretty nice, looks pretty decent. I feel like it could be a little bit better. It looks a little strange, but otherwise it still looks pretty solid, in my opinion. As you can see here, his chin's coming off here, because he's got this stupid head gimmick. This looks not like Antonio. He looks like, I don't know, but it doesn't very much so look like him. But yeah, there is his head sculpt. As I said before, I don't really care for this idea. I mean, I get it. We used to have a lot of figures like this, but I would have rather just had it with the helmet like the original Red release. Now, unless my strength is completely diminished, or this is like super glued on, he can't move his head, and I don't want to break it. So I don't know why Blue's head had articulation, or, excuse me, I got tongue-tied. I don't know why Blue's had articulation but Gold's doesn't. So that kind of bothers me because you can't get him in any other pose other than looking forward. But anyway, here's this armor piece here. Looks pretty accurate. I mean, it's not like a shiny, but otherwise it looks pretty good. I love the way the gold contrasts against the black. Not a whole lot to say here, just black with some gold plastic. His legs down here. The gold looks pretty good. They kind of got a nice shine to it down here, which is pretty good. There's the back. Overall, like I said, pretty solid representation of the 12-inch Mega Mode. You get a Mega Blade here, which is the same as the one you get with blue and red. It's just painted in a kind of a bronzy gold color, but it's got the same sculpt detailings, which look pretty solid. I'm taking this out because it's going to get in the way. But so yeah, overall, pretty cool. So articulation-wise, you do have this ball joint here, which allows them for some nice movement up and down and all that, some swiveling here. This piece can clash here, as you can see, and separate that, so be careful. Single elbow joint here, which almost acts like a double one. It gets a pretty decent range. Swiveling here at the fist. No waist or chest articulation. As I showed before, no head articulation. Nice ball joint here at the leg. Swiveling here. Single knee joint. Nice ball joint at the foot. You can move side to side a little bit forward and back. So pretty nice. Overall well articulated. Also something I forgot to mention in blue, and then this one continues the trend, is no loose joint problems, which is nice. So overall, solid figure. So now we are going to put its armor on, and just like with the other one, I'll start from the bottom. Take the feet pieces, they just snap on here. There's two little grooves in the foot so that these pieces can snap on easily, and they just kind of rest there. And then, oh, they snap on easy, and then I'm like taking 5 minutes to do it. Oh. But so, pretty solid system there for that, I think. There you go. Kneecaps, or they're sort of like below the kneecaps. You got this hole here, and stick this in. Oops. There you go. And there you go. And then, just because I like to do it for safety, these pieces here go on the side. By safety, I mean it's just I don't want to have to deal with any extra pieces once we got his like skirt and chest armor on, because those are the most finicky of the bunch. So now take this back piece, and I can show better that there's actually holes here, so that this whole piece, oh, I want to straighten out his legs a little bit, so that this whole piece can actually latch on without it having to be attached to anything, which is nice. Adds more security. Attach a skirt piece here. You're going to want to separate the things out just a little bit, not that much, but just enough to get around them, and attach right there. So we got that. We're good. I'll set him back a little bit. Oh, sit down, Antonio. Don't do that. So now we'll take off his main chest piece, and we're going to replace it with the Shogun one. It attaches there. Attaches there. I always have the problem with those two touching each other. They need to stop touching each other. So then take these pieces here, which are his shoulders, and as you can see, there's a groove. It makes a hole for it, and there you go. Attach one, and attach the other. And then here is his crescent piece, and unlike Blue's, which just kind of latches on there, you actually have two pegs on the back of his visor, and you have to snap it on here, which is a lot better. I actually, when I first got it, thought it wasn't detachable, but there it is, and it's a lot more secure and a lot better of a method, in my opinion. I don't know how they would have pulled that off exactly with Blues. Maybe one peg on the piece here that sticks up, but I'm not sure. But I just like that better because it doesn't have a tendency to fall off whenever I'm trying to pose it or do anything in general. So there we have Shogun Mode Gold, and his belt just almost came off. As I said before in Blue, the articulation isn't actually that hindered because these can lift up all the way. The skirt can lift up here. I mean, it does obviously create some hindrances if, like, you're trying to lift this flap up and it'll clash with his arm or something. And then, like, if you're doing a crazy arm pose, it's just going to look kind of funny with this thing sticking all the way up. But otherwise, it gives some great flexibility to it, so you're not too hindered after you do the transformation. But overall, this looks very, very cool. Damn it, you put your slippers on wrong. I told you, I taught you in Slippers 101. But so let's just take a quick zoom in. Overall, this is easily my favorite of the three. Like I said, I really like Gold's design, and I think the Shogun Mode design looks really good on it. And the slipper's still not on, right? But it's easily my favorite of the three design-wise. Probably overall, just in general, too. I do have a little bit more nitpicks with this one than the other two I have, which are just, for some reason, out of the three, whenever I'm posing him or just moving him around, his armor tends to be the loosest. I'm not sure why. That could just be me, could just be my figure, but his armor tends to be the loosest, in particular this piece. My other nitpick being that his head doesn't move. But other than that, it's easily my favorite. I think it looks the best. It's just overall really cool, and if you're a fan of the Gold Ranger or Samurai in general, I can recommend you picking this up. It's a really nice figure. It is pretty much 100% now that this guy, though, will not be in the show, because we have seen all 5 of the core suits in the show, at least in the transformation sequence, and on the box we have box art for them, but on his box it's just a drawing. So he will not be in the show, so if you're super hard up about that, I guess maybe you don't want it, but I can still recommend it because, you know, gold power! But so, that is about it for today. Make sure you check out WritersRangersRambles.com for the Toku podcast that brings you it in the craziest way possible. It being the news, I don't know. I'm Dawson Ryder signing out.